The real danger for any young NFL quarterback has never been the division he plays in or how many weapons he has. It's stepping into a silent power struggle between the NFL owner and the head coach. The owner wants to draft a certain player. He sees marketing, he sees ticket sales, he sees the face of a franchise, so he forces the pick. But the head coach, he never wanted that quarterback. He wanted a linebacker. He wanted a safe pick. He wanted someone who fits his system. Now the coach feels undermined in his own house. But he doesn't explode. He sabotages quietly. He won't adjust his scheme. He won't protect the kid. He won't mentor him. He'll let him fail just enough so he can circle back and say, see, he wasn't ready. He can't read defenses. He's lazy. This has happened to multiple highly drafted black quarterbacks where the owner wanted him, but the coach didn't. We need to break this down to get a better understanding of what Shedeur Sanders is going through. Welcome to the channel. I'm Cy. What Shedeur Sanders is going through might be the worst case of a coach publicly mistreating a player I've ever seen. This is Marcus Allen, Al Davis level.
But what you did today just fueled the storm of people asking you. Go ahead, ask the same questions now. All you reporters, it's absurd that Kiffin would sabotage. You took your quarterback out of the game when he brought you back from the depths of Hades. Drop dime.
See, Shedeur Sanders is young, gifted, and black. Yes, he can run. Yes, he has arm strength, but he's a pure pocket passer. And we all know he's going to take criticism. That's part of the job. But most of the criticism always comes back to the same old stereotypes. And that's the whole point to this video. Let's look at other notable drafted quarterbacks who was wanted by their owner, but the coach didn't want them. Every single one of them didn't last in the league. And that's what we have to make sure doesn't happen to Shedeur Sanders. All right, first up, JaMarcus Russell.
I'll say my didn't turn out how I would wanted it to, or not how they expected it to, you know. But if you're gonna call me a bust, like you say, put the biggest on that motherfucker, man.
I love it.
If you're gonna say it, put the biggest on that motherfucker. But that don't bother me, man.
A lot of people say he was lazy. He didn't put in the effort. Fine, believe whatever you want. But here's the truth. Al Davis picked him first overall. We know that was too high in the draft, but Coach Lane Kiffin wanted Calvin Johnson. Kiffin never treated JaMarcus like a franchise quarterback. He treated him like an unwanted stepchild. Remember the blank DVD story? That wasn't coaching, that was entrapment. He can't read a defense. He's lazy. That's not an opinion. That's what Kiffin expected even before JaMarcus even took a snap. At LSU, JaMarcus was a beast, national champion. Staff built the offense around him. In Oakland, he walked into a system designed for him to fail. The expectations shaped everything. It's what they call Gollum effect. Low expectations from authority figures make people perform worse. If your coach expects you to fail, they treat you in a way that makes it almost impossible for you to succeed. JaMarcus felt it. Kiffin wanted him gone. He checked out. He stopped investing. Not laziness, disengagement, a natural response to being set up to fail. Think about it. Lane Kiffin begged Al Davis not to draft him. Al Davis later said it, "I knew you didn't want JaMarcus. You lied to me." Show up to the first day at work knowing your boss doesn't want you there. Are you motivated? No, you're not. Kiffin wasn't coaching, he was testing him, and when a coach waits for you to fail, it destroys your motivation. Was JaMarcus overdrafted? Yes, maybe. Could he have been a solid NFL starter? Absolutely. Maybe Jason Campbell level. Nobody's saying he should have been a superstar. Next up, Vince Young. Perfect example of the owner versus the coach mess. Vince walked into the league a superstar, a national champion, Heisman level talent, all of it. But Tennessee was a different story. Bud Adams forced a draft pick. Jeff Fisher didn't want Vince. He wanted Matt Leinart. So from day one, the coach didn't believe in the quarterback. Now, nobody's saying Vince Young or JaMarcus Russell was going to be Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. And this is not about them reaching expectations. This is about how they got labeled. But some of y'all say, but this happens to white quarterbacks too. You're right, but it's rare. In one case, Johnny Manziel is an example. Cleveland drafted him because the owner forced it. The coach didn't want him. Same owner versus coach conflict. Same lack of trust. Same system not built around him. But here's the difference. When a black quarterback struggles, the media hits them with lazy, unintelligent, undisciplined, soft, not a leader. When Manziel struggled, he was troubled, immature, young, rebellious, inexperienced. Same situation, different language.
Johnny Manziel. What was your view of him when you were teammates, and what about now?
I love Johnny. I think he's a great person. He's very friendly. He's a lot of fun, and I think that's probably been a big part of his struggles in the NFL, though, is he's got so many friends. He's got so many people that want to be with him and want to hang out with him that it detracts from his focus on being a quarterback. And
this happened to Tim Tebow too. He got drafted by Denver. The owner, Pat Bowlen, wanted him, but the head coach, Josh McDaniels, wasn't fully on board. McDaniels thought Tebow wouldn't be a good fit in the offense, but the conversation didn't go stereotypical. All we heard was Tim's a great guy, a man of God. The only thing is he can't throw the ball. No stereotypical stuff, no coded language, just straight football talk. Let's talk about RG3, who was having success despite how the coaches felt about him. See, Washington drafted him, and Dan Snyder is in love, wants him to be the face of the franchise. But Mike Shanahan, from day one, was hesitant. They even drafted Kirk Cousins a few rounds later. Now you tell me, is that a coach who's really going to invest in that player? As we can see, players tend to fail when they're drafted by teams where the coach never wanted them. Maybe it's talent, maybe it's commitment, who knows? But Shedeur Sanders wasn't letting that happen to his son. He spoke up to make sure Shedeur was put in the best position to succeed. And the media lost its mind because Shedeur Sanders said Shedeur isn't going to just any team. They called it arrogant, they called it entitled. Funny, nobody said that when John Elway's father did the same thing. Nobody said that when Eli Manning's father did the same thing. Shedeur just knows the NFL history better than most of us. He sees what's happened to a quarterback who gets drafted into a situation where the owner wants him, but the coach doesn't.
Before I crash out, somebody contact the FBI for Stefanski. He's gambling. Cause what was this play right here with only 1 minute left on the clock? You take out Shedeur, who's thrown you 2 TDs. You take out your quarterback in the most crucial moment to get 2 points to tie the game. And you run this stupid trick play.
And remember, the coach can't fire the owner. So instead, one thing he can do quietly is sabotage the quarterback. Shedeur had it even worse. He slid in the draft, and they drafted a quarterback before him. That tells you everything. The coach didn't want him. You just seen it in the game against Tennessee. Look at the game. He brought the team back. A rookie under pressure. Had like 360-something passing yards. 3 passing TDs, 1 rushing. Then he gets pulled when it's time to do the 2-point conversion to tie the game up.
The benching of Shedeur Sanders for the 2-point conversion yesterday after he had balled out all day, over 300 yards passing and 4 total touchdowns.
Come on, man. That's not strategy. That's a coach distancing himself from a player. Shedeur is trying to protect Shedeur from that history. He wants to make sure the owner and the coach are aligned, because when they're not, the quarterback pays the price. And I'm not saying the Cleveland Brown coach is a bad coach or a bad man. That coach isn't fighting the owner. He should be coaching the player, building a system with Shedeur, not against him, because Shedeur Sanders has a chance to expose the truth. A bust isn't always about talent. Sometimes it's just a bad marriage between the owner and the coach. And that was the breakdown.
Broken down to its very last calm down.